I'm trying to figure out why a certain somebody better than James Harden all the time, and why we haven't.
Oh yeah, I'm letting that one go. I'm not even going to get into the conversation. I'm just going to be like,
what you said?
So there's a name we're not mentioning that's ahead of James Harden.
So Iverson's 4.
Iverson might be 3 the way this is going.
Bro, Iverson is 3 for me, bro.
He might be 2.
You're
tripping. 3 for me, bro.
Coach, you tripping.
You're
even a hooper. You're even a hooper and you don't believe that. You're a hooper and you don't believe that. You don't believe that at all.
A dude 6 foot 175.
Ain't got nothing to do with basketball. Ain't got nothing to do with it.
It does.
His best asset is scoring. He's not a better scorer than James Harden. What else you gonna do? What else you got?
I mean, yeah, but James Harden is 6'6", 6'5".
What's that got to do with anything? So
I told you the size thing was going to be hypocritical. First
no, it's not hypocritical.
It's not hypocritical. Because he's smaller. I told you it would be hypocritical. I was just waiting. Joe Johnson better than Joe Dumas because they do similar things, but Joe Johnson's bigger. AI
but this is why I don't view them. This is why I don't view. This is why you saying it's interesting, but you're not listening to my point of view. AI in this generation for me would be a better scorer than James Harden. James Harden back then would not be a better scorer than Allen Iverson.
2017-18 Allen Iverson. I guarantee you right now. I'm putting. Matter of fact, Coach, I want to put your career on it. I'm putting your career on it. I guarantee you that he would not be a better scorer than a 6'6". As you said, James Harden. Listen. On top of that, because I
want to make sure I'm understanding you correctly, Sniper. I'm watching Trae Young average 27 a game in the NBA today. 27.
It's not the same. Listen to what he said.
Coach just said James Harden was averaging 40 for half a season.
Bro, Allen Iverson playing with point guards. Allen Iverson playing with people who guarded themselves.
What do you think AI
Allen Iverson playing with people who guarded themselves.
How many points is AI averaging? How many points is AI averaging?
Bro, Allen Iverson played with
give me a number. How many points?
I think Allen Iverson probably can average 40. You can't touch it. You can't touch AI, but you cannot touch AI.
Maybe 38. Maybe 38.
I don't hate it at all.
Maybe
42.
That's all I needed.
Maybe 42.
That's
bro,
all I needed.
Stop, Ron.
Tripping with that, bro.
Knock it off, Ron.
Stop.
You saw AI to a game. Allen Iverson is average.
That's all I needed to hear.
Bro, if you cannot touch him, he's fast as hell, and he can finish with the best of them.
Is James Harden not one of the best drivers of all time? Wait, hold on. So wait, no, talk about Coach. Time out. No, let's talk about because you're a scheme guy. You're a scheme guy. Supposedly, but it'd be harder to guard Allen Iverson over James Harden. So when the Utah Jazz are saying the best option we have to do in the NBA playoffs. Listen. In the NBA playoffs, the best option we have is to put Ricky Rubio behind James Harden because we literally every single time he gets to a step back, we're cooked. Every single time he drives by us, we're cooked. Every single time he posts up our guard, we're cooked. But Allen Iverson's a better scorer. But he can't
answer this question for me. Answer this question for me. If you put James Harden in the early 2000s, you think James Harden averages what he averages?
What's the mark?
What do you mean? In that era, like 28 points a game? Sure.
Swiper, in your estimation, Swiper, what is the mark of a great scorer? What in your estimation is the
Getting to the free throw line to me?
No, hold on, Coach. Swiper, what is your
just one?
What is your estimation? In your estimation, what's the mark of a great scorer? A bucket getter. That's all we're talking about right now. A dude who gives you buckets.
Just one trait or just traits?
Just go through it. What do you look for when you
a bucket getter? A dude who is buckets.
Do you have the ability to get to the easiest shot on the court, to hit it with a high proficiency? And are you a difficult shot maker, especially clutch game situations? Are you able to translate regular skills from the first 3 quarters of the game down to isolation plays, post attempts, 3-point shots, making sure that you're maximizing opportunity in possessions? Like Kevin Durant, wherever he's on the court, relatively easy shot for him, even if you have a hand in his face. There's levels to this based on your ability, size, speed, quickness, and your IQ. Luka Doncic, one of the best scorers in the league. Joel Embiid, one of the best scorers in the league. Nikola Jokic, one of the best scorers in the league. SJ, one of the best scorers in the league. They optimize around the rim and mid-range better than anybody else in the league. And that's what makes them them. And so does Kevin Durant. James Harden, at his apex, was one of the best drivers in the league. Was he not?
Correct.
Was one of the best mid-range shooters in the league. Was he not?
Not
Was
when his
Nate-
apex. No, he didn't really shoot that many minis.
Pre-D'Antoni.
Before
Yeah,
Mike,
he was-
before
he
Mike,
was. So he was-
That's not his
so-
apex
Mike-
then.
so-
That's
so
not his
the answer is
apex
yes.
then.
Prime.
That's
That's
a long
prime.
goal
This
line.
is not peak. That's prime.
So the answer is
That's
yes.
prime.
So then,
No, the answer is no.
so then
That's not his
three-point line.
apex.
So then the three
I mean, he was still putting on like 29 a game.
didn't make any
Like, I
sense.
mean-
So then the 3-point line. So then the 3-point line. James Harden is a far better 3-point shooter. Far.
Oh yeah.
And then on top of that,
Sure.
he's shooting 90% from the line. So wherever you want it,
Like
wherever you want it.
You still have not answered the question.
What's
If
the
you put
What's the question? I
James
answered now?
Harden in 01, does he average 32 points a
No,
game?
nobody did. Nobody did. Kobe didn't do it either. None of them did. What's that mean? Is Kobe a worse scorer than AI now? Is Kobe a worse scorer than AI?
Yeah.
So, to answer your Kobe Bryant.
let him answer. Is AI a better scorer than Kobe?
I mean, 31, 30. You ain't wrong, shit. You ain't wrong.
This is not difficult, Ox.
That is difficult, bro.
No, it isn't.
We are talking about Allen Iverson, who played with no spacers. Carved up. AI getting 31 a game. Give Allen Iverson, Trevor Ariza, these guys you can space out where you got to guard me one-on-one and cannot help.
He did have Andre Iguodala, but that was later on.
Later, I'm talking about 31 a game, Allen Iverson.
Is a better scorer than Kobe Bryant. Is what
You're not wrong for saying that, bro. You're not wrong for saying that. What y'all
Yes,
talking
you
about?
are. Yes, you are.
No, you're not. I'm talking about production. Y'all talking about the way
yeah,
it looks.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not about the way it looks. I'm talking about production. That's not crazy.
I won't argue that.
No,
production
because
matters.
that means production just means points per game, right? That's it.
Right.
That's
No,
what you
but
asked.
Mark, it's just
No,
it's the
that's
thing
not
is,
what I
like,
said.
it's just
That's
close
not
to
what
me.
I asked. Nor is that what I said. Nor is that when Chill asked me what makes a great score, and I went through a list of at least 6 things, and I'm asking you to tell me what Allen Iverson did in 2001 at his apex better than what Kobe Bryant did at his apex as a scorer. Which one of those
I'm just
things?
saying it's
31
close.
a
It's
game.
close to y'all
31 a
giving it
game.
credit.
AI lived in the
Close to y'all
mid-range.
giving it credit for.
I
So
missed
did
most
Kobe.
of them. No.
No, AI averaged 31 a game, living in the mid-range and at the rim. He
What
just
was
didn't
Kobe?
shoot threes.
What was Kobe? What was Kobe? What did I miss?
So now you
About
arguing how it looks.
Bryant was a better
You
scorer than
arguing how
James
it
Harden.
looks.
Yes, he was. So why are we talking about James Harden? I mean,
You
why are
said
we
what?
talking about Bryant? We're talking about James Harden and we're talking about Allen Iverson. Why is Bryant?
Because
why is
if
Bryant
there's
part of it?
human
Because
beings,
Bryant was better than both
because
of
if
them.
there's
I don't know
human
why you're talking
beings,
about Kobe.
if
I don't know why you're
there's
talking about
people, if there are humans who think Allen Iverson is a better scorer than Kobe, there's no point having the James Harden conversation because
No,
they are too
no,
far gone.
okay,
they are
we're not
beyond
doing that,
help.
Moss.
We
Okay,
can't
let's-
discuss
I mean,
James
I know
Harden
that- y'all
if
talking
we're
about
saying
the
he's a
way
better
it
scorer
looks,
than Kobe.
So let's get
No,
You
no,
going
no,
off
no,
the
no,
way
no,
it
no,
looks, bro.
stop. Chill, respectfully. I'm not saying stop. I'm just saying I want to hit. He just made a point. You're talking about how it looked. Chill. Have me, Swiper? Have I not gotten up here multiple times? I think Nikola Jokic is the best scorer in the league.
You said that.
Yes.
Yes, you have.
Does he look better than Joel Embiid or than no? He does not. He takes layups and floaters.
If we're gonna be honest,
What are we talking about?
you might not have mentioned
We
it,
see
but
basketball differently. We see it differently, bro. We see it differently, bro. Jokic is extremely skilled.
So do you
That's not what I said.
Joel Embiid just shoot jump shots, bro.
Do you have your eyes closed when AI just misses his shots and you open them
No,
up
we're
and
not
make-
doing
Bro,
that.
he missed them
No,
shots
no,
because he
no,
has
we're
to
not
take
doing
them
that.
shots. What are
Right.
y'all
No,
talking about?
I'm just asking, were your eyes closed when he
Where is he getting where's Allen Iverson getting those buckets from? Because
The mid-range. The mid-range.
He wasn't a better mid-range shooter than Kobe.
the mid-range?
Why are we talking about Kobe Bryant? Swipe up.
I don't know
Because
why
I'm
he
trying to
wasn't
figure
better,
out
bro.
Better than both of these dudes.
Who?
Bryant isn't better than James Harden. Bryant isn't just better than James Harden. He's better than both of these dudes as bucket
Right.
getters. Take Bryant
Well,
off the table.
apparently
I don't know
not.
why we talking
He
about
is,
that.
Mars. Yes, he is.
Apparently, he's
He's
not.
better than both of these
No, I
dudes.
did not say he was. I said you're not wrong if you say one or the other.
That's not. No. Wait, Tommy. No. Don't do it. I got it. You, sir, do not get to come on player's choice and say either or. You have to pick a side. Is Iverson a better
if I was to
Kobe
pick one,
Bryant or not?
if I was to pick one, then I would pick Kobe. Obviously, yes. I
No,
would
that's
pick
not what
Kobe.
you said.
As a scorer,
I'm saying I'm saying when y'all asking these questions, y'all trying to discredit like it's a big ass gap. It's
There
not.
it is. That's the
I
point.
disagree, bro.
So in the
I disagree,
playoffs,
bro.
hold on. In the playoffs, Iverson was the same level of score as Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
Ron, you have a super chat.
Yes. I don't get what you don't get, bro. Like what? Why wouldn't he be?
The gap's not that crazy. But.
Fellas,
Right, like that's what I'm saying.
I'm beginning to think Ox is actually just a Kobe hater. I'm beginning to feel that way.
Fellas, Swipe has left the building, and in
Don't
the meantime,
put that in the air, Morris. These
No,
bozos
the more I hear
that.
you, I've heard a lot of things in like the last month or so. That's like he might just hate Kobe. Like, that's what it might be. I think he might just hate him.
we have $100 super chat from one of the greatest ever sent through a super chat. Better than Kobe, better than Iverson, better than Harden. This is the best super chatter that PC has ever seen. My man Arch, he said, "This is peak heated debates are the best."
This is what we do around here. But
Peak PC, baby.
We ain't always swinging on each other. But when we do get to swinging on each other, it happens. Yes, we do. We're not always fighting in here, but when we get to fighting,
this is not swinging.
But,
let me explain what's happening. This is not swinging. This is one man, Jordan, on one end in the blue corner. This is Swiper on the other end in the red corner, and it's a first round knockout because he's telling me that Allen Iverson's a better playoff scorer than Kobe Bean Bryant.
No, you're asking were they the same. That's not the question that you're asking. You're asking were they the same.
In the vicinity, within the room. There are the country difference between them two in the playoff and especially in the NBA Finals.
Bro,
go watch.
I don't give a damn.
What happened to
I don't give a damn.
Go watch game one. What happened to AI?
There might not be a huge gap, Ox, but there is a gap between Brian.
Bro, I don't give a damn if you kick the ball in and get 40 points a game. I'm kicking that motherfucker in every time. 40 a game. What are y'all talking about, like, as far as scoring? You want to see how it looks.
No, right? I want to see the shots go in.
Right.
They went in. How do you think we got to the finals with that team? Name me a player who got to the finals with that team, with a worse team than Allen Iverson. Name me one player.
Okay, so we can't do that.
That doesn't mean the shots will go in.
I don't understand what that
doesn't mean the shots were going in.
We're not going to do that.
Because he has to take the shots. Who else going to take them?
But that doesn't mean they're going
in. They were a defensively led team, though. They got because of their defense.
Is going to take the shots if Allen Iverson don't take them.
First of all, let's see the shots go in.
Hold on. Eric Snow, Tyrone Hill, with the rest of that roster, the Dikembe Mutombo, they were a defensive-led team. I'm confused.
Sniper, we had the
another defensive-led team that went to the
best rotation player on that crew. We had the defensive player of the year on that crew. We had the league MVP on that crew. They had a damn good team. Let's stop acting like they were gone.
Out y'all damn mind. Y'all think that was a damn good team.
It's
not no damn good team.
It was a good team.
Not no damn good team. It was a damn good Allen Iverson. It was a damn good Allen Iverson.
So Eric Snow and Aaron McKee weren't good players on that team. That's what I'm hearing?
It was a very good defensive team that lacked a lot of offensive talent.
All right.
I think we can all agree on that.
How is he not a good player? So you over here capping for Steven Jackson and
you're fellas, we got one mic, y'all. Everybody's loving the intense and heated debates. We got one mic though. Let's get back into it.
Aaron McKee, who averaged 12 points for his at best. Aaron McKee averaged 12 points at best. And you talking about
his main role scoring? Was his main role scoring?
Outscored Iverson in Game 7 against Toronto. If he doesn't do what he did, they lose. If he doesn't do what he did, they lose.
What Boobie Gibson did for the
if Iverson don't average 33, they don't get there.
But this is what I want. Let's find common grounds. That's how these work. Can we all agree? The Sixers were a really good defensive team?
Yes, 1,000%.
We all agree. Jordan, you agree with that? You agree with that?
I 100% agree with that.
Okay. Can we all agree they were an offensively limited team outside of Allen Iverson?
100%.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're all on the same page. Allen Iverson did what he had to do offensively because no one else could really do much, and then the team was a really good defensive team. That's how they got through the Eastern Conference. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Okay. Can we also agree in that 0-1 playoffs, Allen Iverson averaged 33 points a game? We can agree on that, right? That's objectively true. We can agree? Cool. Can we also agree he took 30 shots a game? Can we agree on that?
Fine, yes.
We have to agree on that. That's what happens.
So, when we are discussing scoring, does efficiency matter?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it does. If you want to own an average,
not Allen Iverson.
Yes, but hold on. Yes, it does. It does matter. But when you talk about production as far as points per game, like him doing what he needs to do to win, that looks like the same thing as Kobe 33. Like if Kobe taking badass shots too, like it's not that big of a gap. Kobe took badass shots too.
And Kobe didn't shoot 39% for a whole playoff run to the finals. He didn't. But I can understand. Offensively
Yeah, but he
limited
also
roster.
didn't play.
Yes,
Right.
I said offensively limited roster. I'm with you. That's why I'm going to ask part 2 of my question.
Yep.
They made the finals in 01? Yes.
Yep.
But was that Allen Iverson carrying a bad offensive team? Was that a recipe for success? When you look for every other year outside of 01, they never did anything.
That was a jump
So
off.
is this a good formula?
That was a one-off.
Is it?
They never got out. They never got out.
A one-off that beat a team that only lost to them.
Well, no, that meaning that happened one
they
year.
beat the Lakers in game 1. Yes.
That was a
And that's the only team the Lakers lost to that year, though.
Allen Iverson
had 10
entered
days
the league.
off. Let's
Allen
stop
Iverson
acting like-
entered the league in
Come on, give me a
1996. He entered the league in 96. He had Jerry Stackhouse on his team, blah, blah, blah. And then Larry Brown, because he started off as a point guard, if people remember. He started off as a point guard.
Right.
Larry Brown moved him to the 2
Right.
because AI, frankly, was a score-first player. And he was better as a 2 than he was as a 1 in Larry Brown's eyes. Jerry Stackhouse is now off the team because AI needed his shots. That's what he needed. And now it's AI's team, and we're going to build a defensive roster around Allen Iverson. That's what they did. And it only seemed to work in 2001 when they were a top 5 defense. Yep. And I want to say they were a mediocre offense. I don't know where they were ranked, but they were mediocre, I think. And they got to the finals.
Allen Iverson was the same. The team wasn't the same.
Yeah, they got to the finals in 01. They beat the Pacers, the Raptors, and the Bucks. And then they beat the Lakers in game 1 and then got destroyed. No one expected them to beat the Lakers. But then every year outside of 01, they lost.
Because they figured out their team was a bum.
Yeah, and then Allen Iverson, who is still averaging, I want to say like 30, goes to Denver, an offensive team with Carmelo.
Yep.
And they still lose in the first round in both years he's there.
And I watched all those playoff games.
Does the Allen Iverson Denver years mean anything?
Yes, they
this
do.
is just a Jordan.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it was 26 with them, bro.
Okay, and then in the postseason.
You said in the postseason?
Yeah, in the postseason.
I can tell you. 24.
And
24, and what you mean? And what?
He was in the playoffs twice with Denver.
Right.
22 or 24. The first year, 22.
Okay,
they played
30,
I was actually asking.
I
don't have the numbers in front of me.
36.
And he shot horribly, right? In terms of efficiency, he was.
36. It's 4 games. Yeah,
does that mean anything? Because that's the team that has offense.
First round outs.
No, but you're talking about
offense, has spacing, and he was still inefficient. Does that mean anything?
10 years later, I guess.
10 years.
Yeah, from 96 to 2006.
Allen Iverson after 10
bro.
years, he just wasn't good enough.
Nah, but he wasn't the same player. Like, what are we arguing?
Okay,
he was leading. Well, he was tied. He was second in scoring.
So Allen Iverson, most of his value is just coming from the Phillies.
Most of the time, yes. That's when we talk about AI. The best
and
we talk about AI is Philly.
And the only remnants of postseason success that we can point to is 1 year.
No. I mean, I guess that's what you want to say as far as his career.
We're putting AI. We're saying it worked because he got to the finals this one time.
No, but I'm saying nobody.
Every other year it doesn't work.
Okay. You trying to bypass that? Like that was something simple. Nobody in history has got to the finals with a team like that. Also, they're the only team that beat. They're the only team that beat
Antonio team in 03.
The Lakers that year. The only team that beat the Lakers that year.
I'm sorry, Ron. We gotta nip this in the bud because this is nonsense. Let's stop with they're the only team that beat the Lakers. Let's put some context on it. They played the Milwaukee Bucks in game 7 on Sunday. Game 1 was Wednesday night. The Lakers had been off for 10 days. They hadn't played one game. Who would you rather fight, Coach? Would you rather fight somebody who just got finished whooping somebody's ass or somebody who's been sitting around doing nothing? I can tell you who I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight the guy who just got finished whooping somebody's ass.
I mean, if Kobe and Shaq is fresh. I don't know if I want to play. I don't know if I want to fight Kobe and Shaq fresh. What the hell?
They didn't win another game for the rest of the series once the Lakers got going. So if they had to play the Lakers immediately after the Lakers got out the playoffs, after they had to play, let's say they had to play San Antonio, and then the Philadelphia 76ers have to play Milwaukee. If they have to play them just like that right after each other, they would have smoked them in 4 games too.
I disagree with you. I disagree with you. I disagree.
That makes Allen Iverson a big deal.
No, I disagree, bro. Allen Iverson got 40 that game, bro. He had to get 40 for them to win.
But Eric Snow floater. Respect that.
Y'all trolling at this point. Y'all trolling with this Eric Snow and Aaron McKee crap. Y'all trolling.
Eric Snow ain't hit a float. Eric Snow ain't hit the game in the float.
Like, that's a part of basketball, bro. He's a basketball player. Like, what's the point of bringing that up? He's a basketball player, bro. Like,
respect the floor.
Bro, so what? But players make shots. That's how you got to the NBA.
I'm trying to figure out why we've got to this whole segment and we're hating on the number 4 player on the list. I haven't heard nothing aside from Jordan and Ox agreeing with a couple things. I haven't heard nothing good about Iverson
because he's not better than James Harden. That's why.
Yes, he is.
You're already. You don't even believe that, Ron. You don't believe that, Ron.
I do.
I've talked to you. I know you don't
believe that. They
will
believe it. They will believe it. All of them. Every single one of them.
Because I'm saying a lot of these things you guys are saying about Allen Iverson, I can apply to James Harden as well.
No, you can't.
We want to talk about playoff success. Let's do that. We want to talk about not showing up in big moments. We can do that.
I ain't never say AI didn't show up. AI showed up.
No, he didn't show up. He didn't show up in Denver. I can tell you that for sure. He did not show up in Denver.
Yeah, but
and James Harden didn't show up in Brooklyn.
We've seen plenty of times with James Harden.
No, in Philly. He didn't show up in Philly when he had 7 points.
When James Harden got hurt. Yeah. But
in 17,
like even that game 7 against the Bucks, AI was crazy in that game.
You ain't never seen AI have a playoff game like James Harden. Never.
Oh wow. Let me go.
Game 5 against the Bucks, 2001. 5 for 27.
It was garbage.
Yapping.
Don't tell me I never seen it.
Yapping.
All right. Have you ever seen James? Have you ever seen Allen Iverson have a 7-point playoff game? Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen?
For 27,
bro. Have you ever seen, bro? You saying that, but James Harden is supposed to be one of the best players in the league. This man leaves a playoff game with 7 points.
Philly won the game where AI was 5 for 27.
For how many points did he have, though? How many points did he have?
I gotta find the box score now. Jesus Christ!
I know he had more than 7. I can tell you that.
15 points. Is that good enough for you? 15 points.
Bro, James Harden looked like he was drunk when he played against the Spurs. Facts.
Well, okay, what happened in the first round? Hold on.
You told me I ain't never seen a game like that from Allen Iverson.
I said you never seen Allen Iverson do what James Harden did. James Harden looked like he don't give a fuck.
I saw him go 5 for 27 and win.
Bro, I would rather my superstar go 5 for 27 than James Harden.
The Dion Waiters thing. We got the Dion Waiters thing. I'd rather go 0 for 9.
We see basketball differently. If you don't think your superstar is supposed to keep playing, rather than quit,
you're
supposed to do that. You're supposed to do that.
AI never went down. AI never quit. I'm fine with that.
James Harden quit multiple times.
That's fine. I don't care about the James Harden AI. I put Clyde Drexler above James Harden. I don't care. Like, the list is cooked. I don't care. But we aren't about to just dismiss the egregious performances that Allen Iverson has put forth in the playoffs. We aren't just about to act like they never happened.
I didn't say that. I want my best player to go out shooting everything. Yes, he had some fantastic runs.
James Harden.
But so does James. That doesn't make any sense. This is examining 2 different players. But wait, hold on. Why is it when I bring up Denver, me being in Denver in 2 back-to-back first round, which is why they shipped him to Detroit for Chauncey Billups because he sucked in the playoffs. Why is it that I'm telling you when he was 30 and 31 years old, because you're bringing up he's old, Allen Iverson, when he got traded to Denver, him and Melo were 1 and 2 in the NBA in scoring when the trade went down. And then they went to the playoffs. They got smoked.
But that's a better fit with Chauncey because
a better fit.
Why
is Allen Iverson not showing up to the game? Why is he not showing up?
Because it's a better fit.
But when we bring up James Harden, we don't talk about and this is even revisionist history. They won't talk about Philly James Harden. They won't talk about Brooklyn Nets James Harden. They won't talk about Clippers James Harden. They are going to talk about the Houston Rockets James Harden. They're not even going to talk about OKC James Harden.
Hey, listen to this. No, Mark, hold on, Mars. Here, let me read this for context. Hey, audience, if you're a radio listener, you're not watching this live, I'm going to read this to you. That way you can get context. Here is Allen Iverson's shooting percentages because great, he kept chucking. This is his shooting percentages in every Denver playoff game. Let me read from the bottom. 50%. That's great. That's really good. 36%, 35%, 36%, 27%, 45, 47, 31, 45. Trash. That's why they shipped him out and got Chauncey Billups. It wasn't just about fit. The dude wasn't showing up. He was getting boxed in by Kobe and them. He was getting boxed in by the Spurs. That's what happened. So you're telling me James Harden, where's he been? He didn't show up for playoff game. Neither did AI. Neither did AI. But I guarantee you, James Harden led playoff team in multiple years.
About Denver, Allen Iverson.
Why can't I bring him up? Why can't I bring him up?
Ron said we're not going to talk about Brooklyn and Philly and the Clippers. Let's talk about it. Brooklyn, he gets there in 2021.
Mars. No, that's
what
not
happens
the
in
point
2020?
That's not the point I'm making. That's not the point I'm making. I said when we talk about players, we're going to go. Swipe is talking about the older AI when he played for the Denver Nuggets. We're not talking about that Allen Iverson. That Allen Iverson is not the one that we're talking about.
So
we are referencing Philly.
So,
James
but when AI got traded to
Philly,
Denver, when AI got traded,
he was still in his prime.
Denver, he was averaging 31.
That's what I'm trying to understand.
He got to Denver. He just became washed.
Okay, clearly.
So
that's not what happened.
No, that's not what happened. But that's not what happened. We're putting
certain systems do not work for everybody.
Hey, Mars, you gassing that 31. He only played 15 games before he got treated. Before he got traded. You gassing that, bro. You gassing that. He played 15 games.
The year before, he was averaging 33. He then comes into the next season averaging 30.
He had 15 games, though. 15 games to a whole new system, to a whole new team, to a whole new player. You gassing that.
Allen Iverson was the number one in Philly and was still getting his shots. He could still score 30. He then goes to Denver next to Melo, and holy crap, his points went down. Does that mean
because Carmelo Anthony is a volume shooter too. Because Carmelo Anthony is a volume shooter too.
Yeah, so is Kevin Durant. So is Kevin Durant and Kyrie. So is Kevin Durant and Kyrie. And you remember, and Mars, you remember when he went to Brooklyn, everybody and they mama thought James Harden was the best player on that team, averaging 25 and 12. Yes, they did, because he was winning the MVP race before he went down. Don't even try to lie. Don't even try to lie. He was having one of his most efficient playmaking and shooting and scoring seasons.
Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant played 9 games together, bro. What are we talking about?
I'm talking about the whole league when he got traded to Brooklyn and beyond.
I did not think he was the best player.
I'm talking about Brooklyn and beyond.
Nobody ever thought James Harden was better than Kevin Durant.
That's not true. That's what was happening. But that's besides the point. Please listen to understand what I'm saying about the AI in Denver thing. Right. AI the year before, 06, was averaging 33. The number one option in Philly, like we've all gone through, didn't have help. Offensive number one, no spacing, yada, yada, yada. Then it comes into the next season, only 15 games. He's in the same situation. No help, no spacing. Number one option, getting all the shots. He has to take the shots because no one else can make them. That same situation, and he's averaging 31. I know it's only 15 games, but he's averaging that many points because he's in the same situation he's been in for 5 years. He then gets traded to Denver, who have another elite high-volume scorer.
Mid-season.
After 15 games, like you said.
Extremely hard to do, bro.
Yeah, cool. And
extremely hard to do.
And predictably, when you play next to another high volume scorer, your shot attempts go down. So you know what happens? You average less points. Allen Iverson averaging. Let me find what he averaged in Denver that first half season. Allen Iverson averaging 25 for that first half season in Denver is not because he fell off and wasn't capable of averaging 30 anymore. It's because he ended up being in a role where he had to play a lesser role next to a Carmelo Anthony.
And field goal percentage went up too, though.
And that's also what happens when you have better teammates.
Same thing happened with KD.
The same reason why, KD and Golden State, his averages went down. That
happens.
And the same reason why AI was so inefficient, as you would say, is because he didn't have help and didn't have spacing. So guess what happened in Denver? His efficiency went up. So his volume went down, and
it's the first season, though, bro. That's the
okay. And then we'll get to the second season. We'll get to the second season where he averages 26 a game. And you know what? That means Allen Iverson, as a second option, is putting up high volume numbers. It's not 30 because he's no longer in the situation in Philly where he has to take all. Yes, where he no longer has to take all of those shots. So what happens? His efficiency went up. His volume went down. If you are going to tell me Allen Iverson was no longer capable of averaging 30, you are lying. The reason
I didn't say that.
Yeah, I'm talking to Ron because he said that Allen Iverson got traded and all of a sudden became washed, apparently, because his points went down.
He's not saying washed.
Yeah, And that's literally, I asked him, was he what she said? Apparently, that's what he said. So
I said worse. I didn't say what.
He's worse.
I said washed. I said, was he washed? You said apparently so. Maybe you misheard.
You got
misheard.
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. He got worse. Cool. So what I'm saying is, Allen Iverson was still perfectly capable of averaging 30. He was just in a situation where it didn't call for that anymore. So if we're gonna say Denver AI doesn't count or counts less because it's not the same AI, then I think that's disingenuous because AI was still perfectly capable of putting up those same points per game you were praising in Philly. He just wasn't shooting as much because he was in a different situation that didn't call for it. That is why he didn't average 30. It's not because he wasn't good enough anymore. It's because he was in a situation where he didn't need to. That's why he went from averaging 25 shots in 06, 24 shots those 15 games in Philly, going down to 19 in those 2 seasons in Denver. It's not because he became worse. It's because he had to play a role. Yeah, he had to play a complementary role next to Carmelo and that Denver offense.
You know that. That's not news.
But what's the point is he making? I'm trying to figure out what's the point is he making.
And we're getting to my point. That the fact that he was appalling in the playoffs in Denver is not a sign of, oh, he wasn't good anymore. It's a sign of the fact that Allen Iverson just took bad shots. That's what he did. Whether he had good offensive help like he had in Denver, or whether he had bad offensive help like he had in Philly. Allen Iverson was a bad shot taker. That's what he did.
Hold on, chill, because I'm finna do the same thing with James Harden. James Harden was averaging 34 points in Houston before he got traded to the Brooklyn Nets, where he averaged 24 points. Well, he was still capable of averaging 34, but he went averaging 24. And you know what? In the playoffs, James Harden was averaging that same year with Houston, he averaged 31.
Yes.
The next year in Brooklyn, he averaged 20.
Yes.
Because he's playing with better players.
Right. That's a fact.
And the point, and the point is, James Harden's points per game went down in Brooklyn because of his help.
But Allen Iverson playing with better players, the transition, just like James Harden, which is the point, the transition from him going from being the man to playing with another high-volume shooter, not just a scorer, because you got scorers who are high-volume scorers that play on the block. You got high-volume scorers that are ball dominant. We're talking about a guy in Allen Iverson who was playing with another high-volume shooter who also needed the basketball. Now, I got to make a transition from being the man to now not necessarily playing second fiddle, because Carmelo Anthony was still young at that point. I think he was only in year 3, but it was still him. He was that guy.
It was his
now
team.
Allen Iverson, who had been in the league at that point for 10 years, who still thought that he was that dude because he was averaging 31 a game, to now I got to move over to playing with Carmelo Anthony. He's still at the Carmelo Anthony as a younger dude. So now I got to make the transition from playing with Eric Snow. I got to make the transition from playing with all of these other guys who aren't scorers, because I'm still thinking about me being the only scorer on the crew. And I'm playing with a young dude. I'm playing with basically a kid, even though he's a bucket getter. I'm playing with a young dude who's looking at me to be the man, by the way. It's not like I'm looking at him. He's looking at me to be the man. So with him looking at me to be the man, I'm still taking the shots that I was taking when I was in Philadelphia. I'm just not taking as many of them. James Harden was doing the same thing, but James Harden was disappearing.
He wasn't even taking them.
And also, James Harden got hurt in the 2021 playoffs.
And Mars, you and me go over this 1,000 times.
He got hurt. Yeah, he
That's
got
because of James Harden.
Yeah, and James Harden played hurt. I'm not saying
Ron, we finishing the list tomorrow?
The point I'm making is Ron bringing up the fact that James Harden averaged only 20 in the playoffs in 2021. Prior to him getting hurt, I want to say he was averaging 28. I want to say that James Harden. Yes,
he averaged 28?
No, because he got hurt in the first game against the Bucks.
What the hell?
How was he averaging 28? And if you got hurt
against Boston, because the Bucks was the second round, Ron. In the first round, I think he averaged 28 against Boston. I think someone can quote me on that. But the point being is, yes, James Harden went from averaging 34 in 2020 to then go into the Nets and averaging 24. That's not because he was no longer capable of averaging 34. It's because he now played next to Kevin Durant and Kyrie. Not both at the same time, because they're never on the court, but
they played 9 games together.
Sporadically between each other, playing next to Kevin Durant or playing next to Kyrie. And then you could see when it was just him out there, 30. You know why? Because points per game averages are just as much dependent on what's around you as it is on your actual skill set. So KD didn't suddenly go from no longer capable of averaging 30 the moment he got to Golden State. No, he played next to better teammates, so his points per game goes down. James Harden didn't stop being able to score 30 because he went to Brooklyn. He just didn't have to. Allen Iverson didn't stop being capable of scoring 30 because he went to Denver. He just didn't have to. And James Harden was hooping in the playoffs in 2021 before he got hurt. So saying he only averaged 20 in the playoffs that year is disingenuous because you know how he looked when he came back from that injury. That's neither here nor there, though. I don't really care about that. But we can talk about how James Harden has looked post-Houston if you want, because he's been very good. He's just been a point guard. He hasn't been a shooting guard for like 5 years. But even James Harden now, one of the best playmakers in the league, still one of the best isolation players in the league. This past postseason, he was the Clippers' best player. He's still doing it at 34. He's been very, very good. Now, is he peak James Harden? No. And is he a flawed player? Yes. Is Allen Iverson a great player? Yes. Is he a flawed player? Also, yes. This whole segment has been about bashing Allen Iverson, which I feel is kind of disappointing because he's going to be number 3 on this list. Maybe.
Yep. He should be 3.
He's going to be top 4 on this list, and he's one of the undoubtedly greatest shooting guards ever. I ain't seen someone as relentless as him, someone as quick as him, the craftiness,
Thank you. We talking positive about Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson is one of them ones. And this whole segment has ended up just being all negative and all the things he couldn't do. But let's also appreciate the fact that he is one of the toughest, relentless, fastest, skilled, all of the above players of all time. Let's also appreciate that. Allen Iverson is great. And his spot on the list is mostly justified. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
But those James Harden arguments were nonsense.
It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. The player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.